At long last, this is it, the home stretch of Victory Road. And, you know, it's sort of funny how each part of Victory Road was almost always divided according to which video it was in. For example, Part 87 was the opening part, Part 88 was the top floor, Part 89 was the bottom floor, and this one's about the home stretch. And while I would love to say that I am such a god at playing Pokemon that this was actually intentional, that would be a lie. This is purely a coincidence. So, yeah, we are this close to the League, folks. And one thing to note about the Pokemon League in Platinum compared to Diamond and Pearl is that they lowered the levels slightly. I think it's around 4 levels for each Pokemon. There are 2 theories on why they did this. One is because they wanted people to be able to challenge the Pokemon League without having to grind too much in Victory Road first, which honestly has never been a problem for me, obviously. And the second one, which I personally believe in, is that they changed a few of the Pokemon around compared to Diamond and Pearl, so that the Sinnoh Dex expansion would be represented. Thank freaking God, because in Rhine off 130 base power, Empoleon special attack, and stab, and it did only that. I'm impressed. Well, not really. Yuxi can take hits like a champ. That's why I chose it over Azelf, though Azelf probably might have been able to one-hit KO that Empoleon right there. But yeah, as I was about to say, Aaron, the first member of the Elite Four, he had a Beautifly and a Dustox in Diamond and Pearl. Beautifly and Dustox in the Elite Four. This makes the likes of Haunter and Dragonair from Red, Blue, and Yellow look reasonable. Yeah, you can look it up if you want, but I think Haunter and Dragonair still have better base stat totals than Beautifly and Dustox. So, in Platinum, they were replaced with Scizor and Yanmega, which we can agree are far more threatening, and oh man, Giratina's poisoned again. And once again, I don't want to use items. So, you know what? We're close to the end. So, what I'm going to do, I am going to keep Giratina poisoned unless it really becomes unbearable, at which point I'm probably going to use an item. But I'm going to try and avoid it because I want to hold on to as many items as I can for the League. And besides, there's the Shell Bell healing, which I already exploited a few videos ago. And there's also the fact that Giratina has one of the highest HP scores in the entire game, which means that it can live through poisoning much longer than almost any other Pokemon. There are a few others that have more HP, like Wailord, Blissey, Chansey, Wobbuffet. Those are a few examples, but Giratina still has base 150, so that's pretty high, so I'm confident I can be able to pull this off to get Giratina to the League's building without having to cure that poisoning. But, yeah, looking at the map, I'm going to head over to the right here, and if I remember, there's going to be a guy blocking that cave. Yep, exactly. And, yeah, aim for the Pokemon League. That's all you should be thinking about. Behind this cave, there's an area that's only accessible after you've beaten the Pokemon League. And in that area, that's the area I was talking about a few videos ago, where you meet up with Marley and you have to guide her through the cave that's there. And well, she's got her own Arcanine with her, which means double battles, wild double battles, and more importantly, infinite healing, motherfucker! But we're not about to do that quite yet. In fact, I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be doing with that opportunity to get infinite healing. But, no, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to show you what my intentions are when it comes to that place when the time comes. And, oh yeah, that cave also leads to an alternate exit of Victory Road, which leads to Route 224, where there's a monument to Shaman, and if you bring the right event item, which is... Oh, God! This whole trek through Victory Road has been all about Pokemon, just barely hanging on with their HP in the red. Sort of makes me regret going with the bulky types I love so much. Maybe I should have just gone with balls to the wall, all-out offense. Screw Torterra, I'll use Infernape instead. Screw Uxie, I'm gonna bring a Zelf instead. Things like that, but no. I really prefer defensive Pokemon, and it's because it's for a reason. You know that calamity that happened last video with my horrible streak of bad luck? A hyper-offensive team might have gotten ripped apart by such a streak of bad luck, but I'm still holding on. I'm almost at the end and I haven't used a single item, whereas if I had gone with the likes of Infernape and Azelf, I might have been forced to down a potion or two. But yeah, as I was about to say, past Victory Road there's Route 224, and at the end of that route there's like a monument to Shaman or something, and if you bring the appropriate event item, which is Oak's Letter, I believe, then you are going to gain access to a very, 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 very long road that puts the Sky Arrow Bridge to shame, and doesn't even look nearly as cool as the Sky Arrow Bridge, for one, and at the end you can find Shaman. So, yeah, obviously I'm not going to be covering Shaman because that's an event and you can't get events on emulators without cheating, and considering I'm against cheating, well, not going to be covering that one. And by the way, this has nothing to do with anything, but remember when I talked about earnsubscribers.com and their extremely ironic name? Well, I don't know if they've been shut down or anything, but I stopped getting private messages from them, and some of you told me that you got private messages from them saying that, "Man, I love your videos!" without even uploading a single video, and just got the Dark Pulse TM here, which is going on Heatran in the post-game. And in the last video, I also picked up a Dragon Pulse TM, which I'm going to use on Dialga, since it lacks special dragon moves in its level up move pool, and I'm not really interested in using Flash Cannon on it, since, well, Steel isn't that good of an offensive type, and Dialga's got a freaking huge move pool. But anyway, as I was saying, seems like earned subscribers, I don't know if they shut down or anything, because I haven't received any private messages from them for a while, but I got very similar, almost identical messages from a site called subforsub.com. I don't know if you've seen private messages from that site. They're really similar, so maybe it's just the same people who were forced to shut down their site or something like that, and they just opened another one. But seriously, I don't think they could have picked a worse name than that, because you probably have a good idea of how I feel about people who want to do sub for subs. On this channel, pretty much means an instant block, because seriously, if you like my content, just subscribe. You're not forced to ask me to subscribe in return, especially since, well, you know, subscriber numbers aren't everything. Just look at Giancarlo Parimango, for example. Is anybody that is sane in their head really thinking that this guy's any good? And despite that, he's got almost as many subscribers as Nintendo Capri Sun, which is a name that comes up very often when you ask people who's your favorite LPer. For shame, YouTube news. For shame. But that wasn't my point. Subscriber number isn't everything. It's not worth bragging over. I don't know how to word it, but just know that if you want to subscribe to someone, subscribe. Just don't bother whoever you're subscribing to with, "Oh, can you sub me in return?" even though you don't really make any videos, or the ones that you do are complete crap, because then that would just clog up everything when you look up at what your subscriptions have uploaded. So, yeah, sub for sub equals scum of the earth. So, yeah, that was just an excuse to make a rant about sub for subs, but yeah, the site subforsub.com, avoid at all costs, is probably another one of those phishing scam websites. Don't bother with it. So, on that note, I'm really close to the exit. Please let there not be another battle. Please, I'm there, almost there. Yes! Oh my god! I'm done with Victory Road. Finally, my team is bruised and battered, and it's been beaten to a pulp. But by God, I survived without using any item. Now, please let there not be a random battle on the water. Thank you very much. And now, I'm going to make a beeline for the healing. Please heal me! Please heal my Pokemon! They're dying! They're dying! Yes, they're healed! Oh, it just makes me tingle all over. Okay, now it's time for the HM slaves to go into PC now that they've earned their keep. Would have loved to have Lucario and Vaporeon along for this dungeon. Freaking HMs! But, okay. And by the way, just a word of advice. Don't stand in front of that person that's in front of the gate until you're ready. Because if you so much as step on that tile, instant boss battle. So if you're not ready, don't step on that tile. Period. Okay. So I'm just going to talk to them, and after that I'm going to go on a buying spree to get fully equipped for the trials that are to come. Okay, so this is the one that sells all those items. Okay, so Hyper Potions. Hyper Potions, I have 6. I'm gonna buy 14 to have 20. Don't bother with Max Potions, they're a waste of money at this point of the game. Full Restores, I have 5. I'm gonna buy 5 more, just in case I need to heal HP and status at the same time. Revives, I have 8. Nah, I'm not gonna buy 12. I'm gonna buy 7. 15's more than enough. And for the rest, I should be okay. I got stuff from my bag from all my travels that I haven't used up yet, and those are balls. So next time on Pokemon Platinum, the Elite Four. Bet you can't wait.